Hey, Deal Story community, your feedback has turned into features. We've been getting great feedback from you guys, and literally we've been trying to shoot this video for 2 days, but we keep making changes so fast that it's just been impossible. So I'm just going to do a straight through, real quick, fast as I can, show you the new stuff. Hope you like it, and here we go. Okay, one thing you'll see right off the bat is after we move closer to January, you'll see deal stories start to evolve and get what we call polish, where it starts looking a little more professional, a little more fun to be inside of. And you get a first look when you sign into the homepage now. You'll notice a completely different look. In fact, you'll see a positive motivational scene that will change almost every time you come. It's a random image that will show up, so you see. So we find this is really fun and inspiring. It feels good to be inside here, and the ecosystem keeps growing. Now, let's move towards leads and see what's going on there. With the leads, we have a little bit more gradient here. Someone said, hey, can we have the search area because we're not using it? I don't need it that much often. So we just collapsed it into this more filters button. So boom, haha, a lot easier now, huh? You can still filter by different things. Maybe I want to filter by a buyer source or a status. And what you'll see is when you collapse this, you'll have pills here that shows what you're searching for. And you just remove them and you get everything back. The next feedback we got was, hey guys, look, I go to underwriting pretty much right off the bat, and right now I have to click edit leads and then click this underwriting button. Can we just do it here on this page? And as we analyze users' patterns, we had a calculator button that really just went to a simple calculator. It didn't go to underwriting. But now it goes straight to underwriting. Way easier. I find myself using it all the time. I absolutely love it. You'll also notice a different look in the deals area, and it pops a little bit more, right? But I'm curious, do you like these bars? People like them or hate them? What do you think? Moving back into the deals area, let's move into an underwriting thing real quick. There's a lot of new stuff in here. One of the things that we noticed was people are having trouble understanding modeled versus as is. As is what you entered inside this lead. So you came to this lead and you went to financial details, you entered in some revenue, some NOI, maybe expenses, and that all flows into underwriting. But it's not modeled data. That's just the data that you provided as is. And that's as if you bought that business and you made no value add changes at all. But if you actually go to revenue streams now and you enable it here, it'll show up as modeled under revenue assumptions. You'll notice the operating expenses, it says as is. That's because we're not modeling expenses. And here's the next change. In fact, I just got off a call with someone who could not find how to model expenses. And that's because this whole area is hiding, and this used to hide all the way over to the right, and so your eyes don't scan in that direction. So it was a great meeting. Thanks for doing that. And we've actually moved the button here, but you can also just click here, add your first expense, and click add, and we'll enable it automatically. And we're going to do that on revenue streams as well. We'll just enable this automatically. It'll look similar here. Same thing for loan modeling. So as you look through deal assumptions, you'll know what's modeled and what's not modeled. And that flows all the way down into the pro forma as well. You'll notice what's modeled and what's not modeled, which brings us to the next place. So we were adding partnerships and syndications, which doesn't go out in this release, by the way, but you can see the first draft of it here. And what we noticed is we were getting really crowded. We had the toggle buttons up here to enable and show detail and hide detail. But with partnerships, it was just getting also ugly. So we just added the ability to expand or this is the way it normally looks. I'm sorry, this is the way it normally looks above totals. So when you expand it, it shows the details above and they total below like a real P&L. But we decided, hey, it would feel more natural if it would flow below because it expands and collapses more like a file directory, if you will. So it's just easier to look at. You can come here and see the GP fees. And again, you guys don't get this yet. We're still tightening this down, but it's pretty freaking cool. Maybe the most intuitive syndication partner modeling in the industry from what we're being told. Let's see, coming back up here into revenue streams. The revenue growth settings, they were really unintuitive. And also, they were stacking the annual growth rate on top of any stabilization that you had done. So you have stabilization here, and we were adding 3%. Now you can say, hey, like, don't stabilize streams and actually don't add growth to the ones that I'm stabilizing right now. And so you have a lot of options in this area. I'm curious what you guys think. If you're using this, let me know if it feels frustrating or if you want to add any other options or if the options don't make sense. We are doing the same thing in the expenses area. It's a little tightened up, not all the way there yet. You'll notice in CapEx that we've made these a little bit smaller because they were taking up so much room. We may even go a little smaller. And then, okay, now here's a great one. So someone comes to me from my own mastermind group, Sub 2, and says, Clint, we can't do a seller carry with no payments, deferred payments. And now you can. And there was another thing that came up that says, I need to say what the loan purpose is. So let's go take a look at a loan. We'll go in here and delete a loan. And let's go add a new loan. So we need to pick up $100,000. We have a gap. And we've talked the seller into carrying a seller carry. So they're going to finance the down payment. It defaults to third, but there's only 2 loans. So let's just set it to second. Maybe we should default it to second. And now we have a loan purpose. We didn't have that before. And this is important, right? Because SBA, for instance, has 2 different types of loans, and one can handle down payment support and CapEx, and another can handle acquisition financing. In this case, we're doing a down payment, and we're going to seller carry the gap here, which is $100,000 at 0% interest. You can just leave it blank for 0%. And here's a new area. How long do we want to defer this? So you type in, let's say 3 years, and then you hit tab, which we need to fix. I don't like the tab part of this, but at least we have it. And then you can just enter in, after 3 years, the deal is they're going to start paying 3% interest. And then we gave you another lever to pull. Maybe they want to charge you interest during this 3 years or not. I mean, it accrues interest even though you're not paying. So there's different ways to do this deal, which we thought was really cool. So that was a great addition. And then last, and I'm probably skipping some stuff, guys, but last is partnerships, which we're not bringing out in this release. We're really close, and it's working really, really well and flowing into the Reforma really well. And as I said, we're being told that this is the most intuitive partnership syndication modeling that some people have had a chance to use. We're hoping that's the case. And so far, we're really happy with it. But you know what? I'm interested to know what you guys think about the new look and feel of this page right here. Some people had the idea of being able to add their own backgrounds. You can still do that. You can come here and you can just grab a photo and make it become your own screen. So maybe you just want it to be whatever, and we'll make it be the whole full background, and that'll become your new page, as you see now. And we'll give you the ability to change this stuff as well. So maybe you're doing your brand and you want this to show up as your brand. You can totally do that. Or you can come back down, and because you like our backgrounds better than yours, and show our cool backgrounds. Heck yeah. Now there are probably other changes in here. I'm not going to go over them all, but I felt like this was a better way to show you guys the changes that have come in than doing some boring email. You get to listen to my horrible Texas accent instead. Hope you've enjoyed it.